Yes! I've finally got one. Pick it up. Yes, look at that. You would not believe how long that has taken me. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Botania Garden of Glass. And as you can see, I have been busy. I have been doing things in the Nether. Because I've had a few failed experiments, and it's not going well, to be honest. So I've resorted to a more vanilla way of doing things. But let's have a look over here. So as I've marked out here, we have the crossroads, which is the best place to build a proper wither skeleton farm. But because this place is so crazy big, it would take me forever to spawn proof everything else. So what I've decided to do is just dig out the whole thing, because now I have this crazy terra shatterer. This doesn't take long at all. That's what I've been doing down there, and as we've just seen, I've finally got my first wither skeleton skull. So what am I talking about with failed experiments? Well, this is the first one. This I kind of expected. What I did here was set up a floating bell farm, which is what I used for my other mob farm, and I was 99% sure that this wouldn't work, because blaze rods you only get from player kills, and this doesn't count as a player kill. But I tried it anyway, and as you can see, we're not getting any drops at all, so never mind, that didn't work. And the other experiment I tried was this, because I read somewhere that the Elementium axe, when you've got a fortune on it, this greatly increases the chance of getting mob heads, including from wither skeletons. But I've tried it a few times and I didn't get one, so I have been using my brand new Terror Blade, and this thing is an absolute beast. And as you can see, I've got looting on it, and as well as being a sword, it's also a ranged attack. So it shoots mana, and obviously this uses quite a lot of mana, but I do have like 4-5 mana tablets on me, so yeah, it's great. And I can shoot with the skeletons at a range with this, and I think it kills them in about 3 shots. And I'm not sure, the only thing I'm not sure of is if the looting applies with the like ranged attack. Obviously it definitely works when I'm up close and use it as a sword, but I don't know if it works when I'm doing this. So I'm going to keep doing it anyway, and hopefully you'll get a few more with the skeleton skulls, and then we can get back to the overworld and I'll show you what I've been doing there as well. Any more? No. Alright, let's go back. Alright, so back in the overworld for some safety, and I now have phantoms attacking me. Just trying to explain what I've been doing. Go away. Luckily, I have this thing though, which is very cool. And I think, judging by how many of these things I'm getting, this thing definitely works with the ranged attack. So yeah, that's good. Right, you're gone. You can sleep now. Thank you. Right, so as you can see, things are looking very different around here. Actually have the start of a build, which is unbelievable, I know. But the main thing you'll notice is that we have this covered up now. A little bit of a tower going on around it, or the start of one anyway. What I was doing last time to level up my terra shatterer was throwing it into each of these, draining it, and then throwing it into another one, and that was a little bit ridiculous. What I've done is put this mana pool over here with a spark on it and a dominant augment on it, so all the mana that comes into here automatically fills up this one. And then what I've been doing is throwing my terra shatterer into there, and I have mana tad bellows on the side of it as well. So what these do is that whenever this is transferring mana, this will increase the rate at which it does it. So this will now be going up quite quickly, but the amount you need to get up to the next level, because I'm at A here, and to get up to S it's absolutely crazy. So I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon. This thing definitely can't keep up. I need to increase my mana production if I'm going to even think about getting up to grade S. For now, that's where I'm going to leave it. But then I've also added in another mana pool, and I've put my alchemy catalyst under there, and then I think I'm going to put one out the other side with the conjuration catalyst, which we haven't got yet, so I need to get that done. But then I've also been doing a bit of building as well. Just put some living wood planks around here, and then built up the sides of this tower, and then moved all of my items that I had in the middle down here, apart from this junk one here with all my death in it, which we don't need to see. And I've put a lot of diamond chests along here, so we have tons of storage space now. As you can see, I'm not using a lot of it, but we have all the stuff ready to go, and it's all pretty much labelled, so I know where everything is. The other thing is to do with the stone and ore generators. Okay, so we're now down at the bottom of the world where we have the mob farm, and I built this circle, I believe last time, I can't remember, and I've started filling in a little bit of it because I'm getting a little bit more living rock, but I don't have that bit automated yet, so I still have a few bits to fix. But what we've done, we did have one of these stone generators up there, and every now and then I'd put the orchid next to it so we could convert things into ores automatically. But I finally followed through on a plan, and I've built 2 of these things. So we now have them down here working from this secondary mana battery that we put down here. So this is only got 4 of the Slimers going into this mana pool, transferring to this one, and then finally across into here. So what I did, I've put a 11 mana spreader pointing at this one, and this is actually keeping up really well. I was a bit worried that it wouldn't manage it, but as you can see, it drops down each time and then it fills it up straight away, so that's not a problem. And the stone is going straight into here, which is brilliant. So I did do the same thing at the other side. I put an 11 mana spreader going into this one, where we've got the floating orchid converting this into ores. But this couldn't keep up, nowhere near actually. So all I've done, which you can't see here unfortunately, but I have a spark on top of this one with the dominant augment on it. So technically this is part of this mana battery directly, and this obviously is keeping up because of the spark. So that is creating the ores, and then we have two separate hopper hawks against these chests. So I've got all these item frames here, and what this does, it filters what the hopper hawk can put into this chest. So I've got all the valuables here that I'm going to want to fortune. And then in here, we have iron going into there, which goes straight into this furnace. Gold into this one, which goes into this furnace. And then I've just been manually fortuning the coal for now and putting it into these furnaces. And then that is automatically cooking everything that's getting out there. So that is a great little start to a system. Obviously, we can improve this by automatically breaking the coal somehow. But that shouldn't be too difficult once we get that done. But the thing I will really want to work to today is to get this automatically converted into living rock. Now, I may not do it directly from this because I probably want to keep a stock of stone as well for other things. So I may just manually grab some of this, put it into a chest, and then have a system set up over here that can automatically turn that into the living rock with the pure daisies. So that is what I'm going to try and figure out right now. Okay, so some time has passed and I've figured out what I'm doing. So I did try and come up with something myself, didn't work. And I've tried a few tutorials as well, and I wasn't a fan of a couple of them, but this is the one that I've settled on. This is by Mischief of Mice, so I will put a link to that tutorial down in the description. And I did try this out in a creative world as well, and it works brilliantly, and I have just figured out the last thing that I need to change as well. This isn't everything, and we're just going to build the last bits together. So I think I've got everything I need. Right, so we're going to put a pulse mana spreader in each corner, one just there next to the mana pool, and then one on top of this redstone torch. We are then going to have a hovering hourglass. I don't know why I've got two, because I only need one. That's going to go there. And then what we're going to do is point these mana spreaders at these mana pools. Kind of. And this is the tricky bit that I've just figured out. What we would normally do is shift right click it, and then shift right click onto the mana pool, and then that would send it into there. The problem is, when this fires with the ball ends on, so let's put those on now. And the other one on there, like that. When this fires, it's going to miss this block here. So if we just, I don't know if I can see it from this. Yeah, it doesn't go across that block. It goes across the dirt in the middle. So in the tutorial, what it says to do is to bind it to a block behind it, which is fine. It's a fairly good idea. But the problem with that is the mana pool is not collecting it. So I don't know if this is a change that's happened or I just completely missed something in the tutorial. But what I did is use the other way of pointing the mana spreader. So what you can do, if you shift right click and not look at anything, you change the Wander of the Forest to function mode. And then what we can do with that is manually rotate this thing without actually binding it. So let's put some blocks down so we can see what we're doing. And then what we need to do is make sure that this mana spreader is pointing at this corner of this mana pool. And then what it'll do, it will destroy all four of these blocks, and this mana pool will collect it, ready for this one to send it back over here. So we need to do this twice. So we'll do this. No, that's not what I wanted to do. And it is really fiddly, this. It's really annoying. I'm definitely not very good at it, but let's try and do this first one together, and you can have a laugh at me. So when we shift right click on it, it's going to point it in some random direction. So what we can do is hold down the right mouse button, and then we can see that it's pointing it at the mana spreader. So if we just do that, that should be somewhere near actually. Is that? No, that's nowhere near. Alright, I need to be able to see it as well, but I just can't do it. I just don't understand how you do this. Is anyone here? That's not far off actually. Let's put 4 blocks down and let's use a button. We'll get one of those and see if this does it. So what should happen here is this should break these 4 blocks and the mana should go into there and not break anything else behind it. Right, that broke all 4 and it appeared to be going out the mana pool. So that worked. Brilliant. Okay, so I will do the other one in a second. I'll do it off camera because it's really annoying. So from there, right, so we're going to have a timer of 70 seconds on this hourglass, which is just enough time for all the blocks that are put down here to convert. The signal, as we've just seen, will fire both of these. And then also from here, we have a repeater going into a pulse extender. And what this will do is unlock this hopper for the exact amount of time for 8 blocks to drop down, which is absolutely perfect because we need 8 blocks. We're going to have a running carpus, which I have here. We'll put that there. And I've got a lever here, so this will be turned off at the moment. This isn't actually doing anything. And then we're going to have a... I thought I had a hop hock as well. Okay, I appear to be losing my mind. I could have sworn I had a hop hock, but never mind. I'll get that. I'm going to put that down here. And then we're going to have a chest just next to it. And that will collect everything that is broken by this. So that is pretty much it. So all we need to do really is get that hop hock, point this in the right direction, and we should be pretty much good to go. Apart from one problem, and that is the timer. What we need for the timer is to use red sand, because there are 3 blocks you can use in an hourglass: sand, red sand, and soul sand. And each represent a different amount of time. So normal sand will do 1 second, so that means we can go up to 64 seconds. Soul sand is a minute, but that means we can only be accurate to 1 minute. And the red sand is 10 seconds. And what we need is 70 seconds. So we need to get some red sand before we can get this thing working. But I have a plan for that, and I'll show you that right now. Okay, so red sand. What are we doing? Let's try and figure this out. So, red sand, what we can do is take terracotta and put it into a mana pool with an alchemy catalyst underneath it, and that's how we get red sand. So, to get terracotta, obviously, with our vast vanilla knowledge, we know we need a block of clay. So, to get clay, we need clay balls. And the way you get these, it doesn't actually tell you in here, but you actually need to use another flower from Botania called a Claydonia. Or Clayconia, sorry. So, these, pretty easy to craft. And all we need to do with this is put, I believe, sand down next to it, and it will turn it instantly into a clay ball. So we just need to get some sand, one of these flowers, a bit of mana, and we're good. So this is pretty easy. 2 light grey, 1 dark grey, cyan, and a rune of earth. So I think we have everything we need for that. Let's do it. So some water in there. You. And you. And there we go. That's all we need. So do that. And we now have a Clayconia. So let's put this down and give it a go. Right. Firstly, do we have any sand? That's the first question. Yes, we do. Have a little bit in there. Right. So I think I need to put this next to a mana pool. So we have a little bit, and I've moved them all now, haven't I? So if I put that there, is that linked to a mana? Right. Do that. Can we go like that? Right. You now like that. Okay. So if I put this down here, that instantly gets turned into a clay ball. So that is brilliant. So if I just keep putting these down, they'll just keep popping up. So if I can just hold it down, spam it like that, we should get a ton of clay. Right, so I don't know if this is enough. I haven't worked it out. What we got? So we have 9, which is great because we need 7, don't we? And this is 1-to-1 as well. So we will get 9 red sand, which is brilliant. So just need to cook these up. Do I have a furnace anywhere? Where did I put them? I really need to get organised in here, don't I? But put those in there. And I've got any coal. And we'll just wait for these to cook. And then we turn it to red sand. And we're done. And I also did find my hopper hock in here as well. Don't know why I left it there. But that's it. That's everything we need now. Okay, so we've got 7 of those cooked up. We need to take these to the alchemy catalyst. Throw those in there. And we now have 7 red sand. So along with our hopper hock, we now have everything we need. So let's go do that. And I've grabbed a nice frame as well. So we can put a filter on that hopper hock. And I did get this one pointed right as well. I've tested that and that works great. So what we can do, we need to put some stone in there. And I think this is the way I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put it manually up there. I can also use this for doing living wood as well. So whichever one I want the most of, I can just shove that in here and let it do its thing. So I think that, like that, we'll put that on there. We just need a bit of living rock. Do I have any here? Yeah, let's have that. We'll put that on there to filter this hopper hock. Put that down. And we should be good. So if we now put that on there, after this runs down, what's going to happen is these will fire, and then exactly 8 blocks of stone will drop down. The random carpus will pick them up and put them down. And then after another 70 seconds, these will fire again at the exact time that they convert. And that's it. It'll just keep repeating, and every 70 seconds, we will get 8 living rock, which is great. I know it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's way easier than me just putting a load of these down around a load of pure daisies and having to mine them myself. So we can just AFK and have a ton of living rock when we come back. So, is this anywhere near? We're more than halfway. Go on, do your thing. And the mana as well should keep up, because it is just transferring it between the two. I don't think there'll be any loss, and if there is, we could just top them up every now and then. I don't expect it to use a great deal. So that's about to do its thing. So come on, but please work, please work. There we go, that drops. So stone is dropping down. The running cappers should now pick it up and put them down here. You can do it. That's not doing it, is it? Why are you not doing that? Oh, I turned it off, didn't I? Oh, right, there we go. It's picking up now and it's putting them down, but that, unfortunately, this first one isn't going to work because of that timing issue. Right, the good thing is it dropped the exact amount, so we're going to have to wait for another one to go around, but so these will fire before these convert because they didn't get put down in the right time, but let's see what happens. Right, so this is about to go again, and it is. Yeah, so these are nowhere near ready to convert yet. Well, let's see what happens here. Right, so these are dropping again. I've grabbed all the cobblestone so that doesn't get put down. Right, so we have 8 stone. So now, we just need to wait one more time. And hopefully these will convert before these fire. So let's see what happens. Okay, so this is nearing the end now. So hopefully these should convert. And there we go. Those are converting now. And that is just as that happened. So that is perfectly timed. That is brilliant. Can't get much more efficient than that. And we should now have 8 living rock in here. Right, that's great. That is working. That's doing its thing. And now I can pretty much leave this alone. I'll check on the mana every now and then. And obviously I'll put some more stone in there. But other than that, that is now fully automated. So we're doing very well today. We've got the stone and the ores automated. And we've also got the living rock done as well. So this is great. And we, as I said, we can also use this for living wood as well. I just need to put some logs in there and they'll do the exact same thing without me having to make any changes, which is brilliant. Okay, so the last thing I want to get done today is create ourselves a new rod. So we have these tools already and these are very handy, but the one I'm about to make is going to be very, very handy. So what I want to do in the nether is replace all the floor of that nether fortress that's currently netherrack with nether brick. And there is a really cool thing in Botania called a rod of the shifting crust, and what this does will replace a block with any other block that you specify. So in this case I want to have a ton of nether brick on me and replace the netherrack that's there, and that's just going to save me a lot of time of digging out and placing blocks manually. So this thing, even though it's quite overpowered, it's very, very easy to create. So we just need stone, living wood twig and 1 rune, and this is the one we haven't done yet, so I thought we'd do it together. The rune of sloth. So it's pretty easy. 2 mana diamonds and a rune of air, which I think we should already have all of that. Where are we? Got a rune of air, no mana diamonds, but I've got plenty of diamonds, so that's not a problem. Throw those in there and we now have 2 mana diamonds. And the other thing is a rune of autumn, which I haven't done yet, but this again fairly simple. So rune of fire, rune of air, spider eye and 3 leaves. And I think it's any leaf type. It should be okay. So do we? No, because we haven't got any leaves. So let's just get everything else while we're here. So we need, what was it? Fire, air, spider eye, and then just the leaves. Okay. Right, I've been down to my tree farm and got some oak leaves. So we'll throw those on. No, not like that. Put those on there. And what else was it? Spider eye. And that. So you, and you. Should be it. Right, just need a bit of living rock. Oh, let's do his thing. You on there. Give it a tap. Right, we now have a rune of autumn. So, how did I do this thing? Was it? Right, okay, so I just need to put these on here again. 1 of you. And the mana diamonds. Okay, so that is the rune of sloth. You on there. And there we go. So we now have a rune of sloth. So I think, right, no, hang on. I need to get a couple of living wood twigs, don't I? So do we have any living wood? There we go. 2 of those, and it was stone as well, wasn't it? So let's grab a couple of those. And we should be able to craft this now. There it is. And there we go. We now have a rod of the shifting crust. Now, this probably uses quite a lot of mana, so I will take a few mana tablets with me. But I'll just clear my inventory out, grab as much nether brick as I've got, and we'll get down there and give it a go. Okay, so we're back in the nether, so let's give this thing a try. Right, so all we need to do is shift right click on the nether brick, and that tells us that we have 600 in our inventory, which is pretty good. And then what I want to do, oh no, hang on. Don't want to do all them underground as well, do I? I just want to do the top layer. How do I do that? So if you left click, it'll do one block, and I'm just seeing from this here that it's going to do everything below as well, which I don't want it to do. I need to figure this out. Alright, so it turns out this doesn't do exactly what I thought it did. So never mind. Unfortunately, we might have to do this hard way. Otherwise, we're going to have to go through an absolute ton of nether brick. So as you can see, that used an absolute ton there, which is really annoying. So I think I am just going to have to dig it out. But as we know, we've got the crazy terror shatterer, so digging this out, not a massive deal. I can do like a 5x5 just like that, so not a problem. But yeah, I think this is what I'm going to be doing between episodes. I want to get this done because I really want to get some wither skeleton skulls, and I haven't explained why yet. It's not just because I'm trying to do all the standard vanilla stuff. The main reason I want to get the wither skeleton skulls is because I need a beacon, and the reason for that is I want to do the Gaia Guardian fight. I know we go. Let's see if we can get some here. And to do the Gaia Guardian fight, you need to build a structure, and the middle of that structure you need a beacon. So that is the reason I'm doing this. So come on, give me. Oh, why are you angry at me? No. So yeah, that's what I need. I need to get a beacon, and yeah, that means killing with the skeletons. And this is the best way I can think of doing it in Botania. Unfortunately, no difference, and you can go away. Oh god, I really don't need zombified piglins angry at me. Definitely not what I need. Luckily, I can do this from distance, and hopefully there won't be any more that are seeing this. Go, leave me alone. I don't have great armor. Oh my god. Is that it? Thank you. Right, skeletons. Come on. Let's have another one to finish the episode off. Let's get another one. No. How about you? No. Go away. I think it's safe to say that everything I'm doing in the nether, not going well, is it? Come on, I just want one skull. Give me a skull. Oh, this is pretty bad. I am now down to my last piece of food, and there are blazes and zombified piglins everywhere, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get over here, kill this last batch of wither skeletons, and hopefully I'll get the last one. But I think this is going to be it. You know what? No. You know what? I'm not having much luck in the nether, am I? And this is my last piece of food, so yeah. I definitely need to go. Oh, whoa. Okay. Alright. I wasn't expecting you a lot down there. I'm trying to build a farm up here. What were you doing down there? Right, all that. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. Alright, that'll do for me. Right, so unfortunately things in the nether not gone too well today, but you know what, I'm still happy with the progress we've made. Definitely made some good progress in the overworld, and these things all completely automated now, and we've got living rock coming in automatically, which is great. Stack and a half already, and that's only for the few seconds that I've been in the overworld since getting this done, so that's not bad at all. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to AFK here for quite a long time, so I'm going to get a ton of living rock, and then I can start building this central tower and maybe some other bits that are on the base as well. So with that, I am going to leave it there. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Being a little bit different, doing a few random things. But you know, these things need doing before we can get the big stuff done. So hopefully sometime soon, we can do the wither fight. And then we'll get to do the Gaia Guardian. But until then, I'm going to leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.